From the moment you opened this message, a shift began moving around your life, quietly at first, like a distant vibration, then stronger, like a call echoing through a hallway you didn't know you were standing in. Something guided you here on purpose, not randomly, not accidentally, purposefully, because this is the moment where a hidden interruption around your destiny gets exposed and undone. Listen closely. Archangel Michael has been calling your spirit with urgency, not out of fear, not out of alarm, but because something tried to slip into your life without your awareness, a spiritual interference, a symbolic serpent, an energy of deceit, a low vibration force that attempted to take something from your future. Not money alone, but time, peace, and divine alignment. You were not imagining the heaviness you felt recently. That sudden confusion, the delay that didn't make sense, the emotional weight that didn't match your circumstances. None of that was random. It was the effect of something trying to block what was coming toward you. But here's the part you didn't see. It failed. The moment you were guided here, the energy around your path shifted. A countdown started. One heaven initiated not to warn you but to realign you. What tried to pull you off your course has now been confronted, exposed, reversed. Your spirit is stepping back into the timeline that was meant for you all along. Understand this clearly. You were never abandoned. You were never forgotten. You were never left unprotected. Archangel Michael's intervention was not a reaction. It was a correction, a recalibration. Heaven saw the misalignment long before you did. And tonight, the imbalance ends. A cycle that drained you, slowed you, or confused you is closing. And the life waiting ahead of you is opening like a door finally unlatched from the inside. But before you take another step, stay with me. Because the next moments of this message are not casual words. They're instructions, indicators, signs of what is about to shift in your life, and how you will recognize that the reversal is already at work. Feel this. The pressure you carried recently was not a sign of failure. It was the resistance of your breakthrough pressing against an unseen barrier. And when Michael called your name, that barrier cracked. You may even notice your chest feeling lighter, or your thoughts clearing, or your spirit feeling like it's waking up after a long sleep. This is the beginning of restoration. Something that was meant for you, something you thought was gone or delayed or blocked, is returning with new strength. Not in the old form you expected, but in a better, brighter, more aligned version. Heaven does not return things the way they were taken. Heaven multiplies them. This is why you're here at this exact second, not earlier, not later. Now, your spirit was guided to this moment because the next phase of your life is being prepared behind the scenes. Opportunities are being repositioned. People you need are being redirected toward you. Doors that once stayed closed are becoming responsive again. But you must remain here until the end because the shift unfolding around your name is delicate and divine. If you move too quickly, you will miss what is being restored. If you stay, you will understand exactly why this moment matters. This is not just encouragement. This is alignment. This is timing. This is destiny rewoven. You are stepping out of delay and into acceleration, out of confusion and into clarity, out of spiritual interference and into spiritual protection. Something very old is ending. Something very new is beginning. And this is the first moment of it. Stay with me. The next part will reveal what was actually reversed for you, how it affects your upcoming days, and how to recognize the signs heaven is placing on your path. Don't move yet. The next part holds the revelation of what returned to you, and why heaven timed this message for right now. Stay right here, because what is unfolding around your life now is far deeper than a simple shift or a moment of inspiration. The reversal that began the instant your spirit responded to this message has activated a chain of events, some visible, some hidden, that are now aligning your path in ways you haven't experienced in a long time. And in this section, you will understand exactly what was restored and why it matters so much. You may not realize it yet, but something in your energy changed recently. You began feeling moments of heaviness that didn't match your actual circumstances. You felt disconnected from things that once felt easy. You sensed delays that seemed unnatural, like you were walking through water instead of air. These sensations weren't emotional, they were spiritual. They were the symptoms of interference tugging at your timeline. But the moment Archangel Michael intervened, that interference lost its foothold. You are stepping into a corrected timeline. This means everything that was drifting away from you is being pulled back into alignment. People who were meant to support you but became distant will suddenly feel drawn back. Opportunities that lingered at the edge of your life will begin circling near again. Ideas you once abandoned will revive themselves with clarity and purpose. Even your motivation, which felt scattered or drained, is going to snap back into focus. This is the effect of divine restoration. And restoration is not just a return, it is an upgrade. What is coming back is stronger, clearer, more stable, more aligned with who you are becoming. The symbolic serpent that attempted to interfere with your path wasn't targeting your material world. It was targeting your momentum. It wanted to dull your drive, dim your intuition, and drain your clarity. It knew that if it could interrupt your direction, it could interrupt your destiny, but it didn't succeed. Michael's intervention didn't just remove the interference, it recalibrated your entire spiritual pathway. The confusion you felt wasn't you losing yourself. It was your spirit wrestling against something that wasn't yours. And now that it's gone, the clarity rushing in will feel almost supernatural. Pay attention to the subtle changes over the next few days. You will feel small waves of peace appearing without explanation. You will notice your thoughts becoming sharper, and your decisions easier. You will feel a quiet confidence building inside you. You will sense your steps being guided, not forced. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. Something that once blocked you is no longer standing in your way. And now that your path is clear again, your future is moving toward you faster than before. Understand this. Heaven does not allow interference without providing compensation. What was delayed will return with acceleration. What was blocked will open with ease. What was weakened will rise with strength, and this rise is already happening within you. Your spirit is waking up. Your intuition is sharpening. Your energy is lifting. Your alignment is returning. You may even feel moments where your chest loosens, your breath deepens, or your mind feels suddenly untangled. This is the release. The moment your timeline begins to lock back into place, what was restored is not just an opportunity. It is your flow, your rhythm, your spiritual momentum. This is why this moment matters so much. This is why you were guided here. This is why the message feels like it's speaking directly to a part of you that's been waiting to hear something familiar yet forgotten. Your next phase is not about recovering the past. It is about stepping into a future that has finally been cleared for you. The alignment you are stepping into is precise, intentional, and divinely timed. Nothing about this is random. You are entering a period where things that once felt heavy will start feeling light, where things that once felt uncertain will start feeling obvious, and where decisions that once overwhelmed you will start feeling natural. This is the beginning of ease returning to your life. Not because your life becomes perfect, but because your alignment becomes stronger than your obstacles. And now, you're ready for the deeper revelation of what this restored alignment will bring next. The next section will show you how your inner transformation connects with the external opportunities approaching you, and why everything is moving toward you with such speed. Don't scroll away. What comes next reveals how this restoration will reshape the actual events of your life, and the signs that will confirm it's already happening. Stay present with this message, because what is unfolding now goes deeper than energy or emotion. This is where the shift begins touching the physical world around you. Everything that was restored spiritually now starts translating into real, tangible movement in your life. You're about to understand why things felt stuck, what's about to flow again, and how to recognize the exact signs that your path has reopened. Up until now, much of this transformation has happened inside you, quietly, subtly, almost invisibly. But internal shifts are always the first stage. When your inner alignment changes, your outer world must respond. And right now, that outer response has started. You may notice a strange calm settling over you, even if nothing around you has changed yet. That calm isn't numbness, it's clarity. It means your spirit is no longer wrestling with interference. It means your intuition is rising back into place. It means your path is clearing, breath by breath, thought by thought. This inner shift is what begins drawing the right things into your life again, because when the wrong energy is removed, your life becomes magnetized to everything that matches your purpose. And that magnetism has already started. You may not fully see it yet, but you will feel it. A sudden sense that something good is approaching. An unexpected clarity about a decision you've struggled with. A gentle strength, replacing old fear. A feeling of being guided rather than lost. These are signs of movement. Your timeline is no longer blocked. Things that were meant to unfold months ago are circling back. People who play a role in your next chapter are being positioned. Opportunities that were delayed are warming back to life. And here's the part that matters most. Nothing returns in the same form it left. When heaven reverses interference, what comes back carries more purpose, more precision, and more power than what was originally taken. You are not stepping into a repeat. You are stepping into a refined path. There is something you deeply wanted, whether you spoke it aloud or held it quietly in your spirit, that never left your destiny. It was simply paused. It was never denied, only delayed. And now the delay is dissolving. The signs will appear in waves, not all at once. The first wave will be subtle. You will think more clearly than you have in weeks. Your heart will suddenly feel lighter. You will stop overthinking things that once weighed you down. You'll feel moments of gratitude for no obvious reason. But after the inner clarity comes the second wave, the external signs, a message from someone you haven't heard from in a while, a door you forgot about opening unexpectedly, a solution appearing for something you struggled with, an opportunity resurfacing that you thought had passed you by. A random alignment that feels too perfect to be coincidence. These aren't accidents, they're confirmations. Your path is not just restored, it is being rerouted into a better sequence. You are entering a period where timing begins working with you instead of against you, where things finally click, where the slow becomes sudden, and the uncertain becomes obvious. You may even notice your energy rising at times for no clear reason, almost like your spirit is anticipating something your mind hasn't caught up to yet. That feeling is accurate. It's your intuition sensing the shift before your logic does. What's coming toward you now aligns with your growth, not your old fears. The version of you who was drained, confused, or uncertain cannot lead your next chapter. That version is dissolving. You are stepping into a clearer, stronger, more awakened version of yourself. The interference tried to silence your spirit. The reversal has awakened your purpose. And now your future is responding. You'll notice a new level of ease flowing into your thoughts, not because life is suddenly without challenges, but because you're no longer fighting battles that weren't yours. You will feel guided, protected, and supported in ways that remind you you're not walking this path alone. This is the moment where your alignment activates your destiny. Your intuition will sharpen. Your decisions will become simpler. Your direction will feel natural instead of forced. And your next steps will make sense without needing to be explained. Everything is beginning to rise into place. Stay close to this message, because the next section will reveal how this rising energy will begin shaping your relationships, your opportunities, and the people drawn toward your life in this new, realigned timeline. Don't move yet. The next part will show you why your connections, timing, and opportunities are all about to shift in your favor. Stay centered in this moment, because what's unfolding now begins to touch the people, relationships, and opportunities connected to your future. When your alignment shifts, The energy around your life doesn't just change internally, it rearranges the world you interact with. And right now, that rearrangement has already begun. You may not have fully noticed it yet, but the spiritual interference that once clouded your path didn't only affect your emotions or your clarity. It also affected the connections around you. Certain people became distant for no reason. Conversations felt heavier than they should have. Opportunities slipped away without explanation. Even your motivation to engage with others felt unstable, as if something inside you was pulling back. But now that the reversal has taken place, all of this is untangling. Your relationships are entering a phase of refinement and realignment. This doesn't mean people will suddenly flood your life. It means the right people will. Your spirit is no longer resonating with confusion or drained energy, so you're no longer attracting individuals who feed off uncertainty. Instead, you're drawing in connections that match your clarity, your strength, and your purpose. Expect the following shifts. People who once took from you emotionally will lose their hold on your energy. People who genuinely support your growth will feel more drawn to you. Unexpected allies may appear in your life. Individuals who bring guidance, opportunity, or clarity. Conversations will begin flowing more naturally. Misunderstandings that once felt heavy may dissolve, or become easier to resolve. You'll notice a shift in how others respond to you. Some will suddenly understand you more deeply. Others may drift away, not because something is wrong, but because your rising energy no longer matches theirs. This is protection, not loss. You are stepping into a season where your connections must align with your destiny, not drain your spirit. People who were part of your life out of habit, convenience, or emotional dependency will naturally fall back. Those who are meant to walk forward with you will feel magnetically pulled closer. This alignment is not emotional, it is spiritual. It's also important to recognize that some relationships were temporarily blocked because the interference around your path created fog between you and others. That fog is lifting. You may receive unexpected messages, apologies, explanations, or reconnections, not to pull you backward, but to stabilize what is meant to continue. Not every return is meant to be reversed. Some returns are meant to be redeemed. And as your relationships shift, your opportunities will shift too. When your energy rises to a higher frequency, the world responds differently. Ideas appear more clearly. Solutions come faster. People notice you in ways they didn't before. Opportunities that once overlooked you begin orbiting your life again. This is because your presence is changing. You're carrying a stronger, more grounded energy, an energy that others can feel even before you speak. When your spirit aligns, your life becomes magnetic. Your purpose becomes visible. Your future becomes responsive. Your steps will feel guided, not forced. Your conversations will feel meaningful, not draining. Your decisions will feel grounded, not chaotic. This is the beginning of relational clarity. And here's something important. The path ahead of you requires people who match your strength, not your fear. People who match your direction, not your confusion. People who match your purpose, not your past. Heaven is removing connections that blur your focus and guiding you toward those that amplify your potential. You may even notice that someone new enters your life soon. Someone whose presence feels strangely familiar, grounding and aligned. This is not coincidence. This is timing. Your life is entering a rhythm where everything begins to connect. Your intuition and your decisions, your energy and your opportunities, your purpose and your relationships, your future and your alignment. You are stepping into a space where the people around you will not drain you. They will support your rise. Where conversations will not confuse you, they will strengthen your clarity. Where relationships will not distract you, they will align with your destiny. The shift you feel inside is beginning to reflect externally. Stay present, because the next part will reveal how your restored clarity and rising energy will start accelerating your purpose, your progress, and the doors that are meant to open for you next. Don't look away. The next section reveals how your rising alignment begins transforming your opportunities and opening the path ahead. Stay with this message, because what you're stepping into now is the phase where everything begins to accelerate. The inner clarity, the restored alignment, the shifts in your relationships. These were not isolated changes. They were preparations. They were the quiet resetting of your foundation so that what comes next can unfold without resistance. And what is coming next is momentum. When interference is removed, life stops feeling like a struggle. You stop pushing, you stop forcing, you stop questioning every step. Instead, you begin to feel carried, supported by something bigger than your plans, something wiser than your doubts, something stronger than your fears. This is the stage where your purpose begins drawing you forward, instead of you trying to chase it. You are moving into a season where acceleration will become unmistakable. It might begin subtly at first. You may notice your mind becoming clear with a single, unshakable thought. You may feel drawn toward tasks you've been avoiding for months. You may wake up with more energy than usual. You may sense a quiet excitement inside you, even if you don't know why. These are signals that your path has begun moving again. Momentum always begins inside your spirit before it becomes visible in your surroundings. It starts with the return of direction, the feeling of knowing what you want, who you're becoming, and what no longer belongs in your life. This inner knowing is the engine of acceleration, and it has already turned back on. Soon you'll notice that opportunities begin meeting you halfway. Paths that once felt blocked will start unfolding with surprising ease. Ideas you abandoned will feel alive again. Plans you once doubted will suddenly make sense. This is because your energy is no longer fragmented, it's focused. And when your energy focuses, your purpose activates. You may even find yourself feeling inspired at unexpected moments. You'll notice clarity forming where confusion once lived. You'll see solutions in places where you once saw obstacles. you'll feel a strength rising in areas where you once felt weakened. This is not random, this is momentum reconnecting with your destiny. But acceleration comes with its own signs. You will feel a sudden desire to let go of old habits that no longer match your growth. You will start recognizing which paths truly align with you, and which ones drain you. You'll lose interest in things that distract your spirit. You'll gain interest in things that elevate your mind, heart, and direction. This shift is not about discipline, it's about resonance. Your spirit is naturally pulling away from anything that slows you down and naturally leaning toward anything that carries you forward. You are rising into alignment, and your life is responding. As this momentum increases, your intuition will sharpen in new ways. You'll know when to speak and when to stay silent. You'll know when to act and when to wait. You'll know when something is for you, and when something is a distraction. This clarity isn't coming from fear, it's coming from connection. You are connecting with your purpose again, and now the timing around your life is shifting. Expect sudden chances, unexpected opportunities, or invitations that feel aligned. Expect moments where something just works without effort. Expect doors to open that you thought were permanently closed. These moments are not lucky breaks. They are the natural consequences of restored alignment. When interference dissolves, you stop walking against resistance. Your steps begin flowing with your destiny instead of against it. The timing of your life begins moving in harmony. The right people notice you. The right opportunities find you. The right paths open in front of you. This is the phase where everything begins to make sense. And there is something else you need to know. Your momentum is not fragile this time. It will not disappear overnight. It will not collapse under pressure. It will not be interrupted by old patterns. Why? Because this time the momentum is not based on desperation. It's based on alignment. It's grounded, clear, spiritually supported. It's not built on fear, it's built on purpose. Every step you take now will feel guided. Every decision you make will feel supported. Every leap you take will feel protected. What's ahead of you is bigger than the setback that preceded it. What's approaching you carries more clarity, more purpose, and more direction than anything you've experienced recently. Your life is entering a phase where acceleration becomes normal. But there's another layer to this rise, something deeper, something more profound. The next part reveals the spiritual confirmation that will appear around you and what it means for your next chapter. Stay close. What comes next unveils the signs that your rise has officially begun and how to recognize them the moment they appear.